Hello everyone, welcome to PA League Season 1, we're in Round 1. We got Clopse and ljfed here, we're also live on Twitch, and now we are gonna roll the game. This is exciting. Pag Clopse, long-term player, been around since the beginning of PA. ljfed, sort of in year 1, but I would still call him a veteran. Both very stable players, Clopse being extremely good at some point. Sort of being away for quite some time. Now he's back, his practice, he's almost up to speed, if not up to speed. He is going to be dangerous. ljfed, impressive results in a lot of tournaments. It's going to give Clopse a good fight, so I think this match is extremely up in the air. So as you all know, we are in round 1. The maps we're going to see is the Classic Baron, Amazonas Safari, and then Arctic. This is the best out of 3, and we open here on the Classic Baron, the very special, classy moon map, old school as you could call it. Players can spawn in this entire area here. Both players choosing to spawn on the most popular spawn, which is this one, because you got 5 mexes here and 6 mexes here, and a lot of good mexes in the area. So let's take a look at the opening queues of the players. Clopse spawning here in light blue, opening bots, going over to some energy air. It's a very typical build. Over to a combat fabric. It's going to take advantage of this metal value of this commander. It's of course a very good choice. Very typical. Probably going to do some more fabrics. Then it's over to doxes and early raids and eco. On the other side we got ljfed spawning. Wait, what? He's spawning further back. Okay. Opening bots too. Going to Fabis. A bit delayed stitch here, but no problem whatsoever. He's going to reclaim his commander over to ear. Eco and he's queued up. Ear, bots, and 3 vehicle. Very interesting, this transition into vehicle. I'm curious if that will pay off for him, because they have less speed, but then again, they have a lot of punch, so they might be able to pack a punch and the game. Here though, nice firefly by Clopse, and in comes the boombot. He's gonna see this fabric, he's gonna kill it. If he queues it up, he does not, and now it's killed, so I'm not too sure if we're gonna see that happening. Let's keep that in track. He's gonna go for it. He does not have an attack command, so it's just guessing here. Ooh, that is insane. And he found it. Massive victory for Clopse there, who's now moving over to lobs here, and then over to some more bots in here. So we are gonna see doxes versus tanks. Exciting there, because we all know tanks are stronger but a lot slower. So if Clopse manages to raid ljfed's metal and expand to the backside, then he's in a good position. Excuse me, need some water. So looking at the economy here, it's very close here. The advantage is swifting forth and back. Now Clopse is a bit of a dark hole wasting with less metal, but this lob is going to tear down on his metal quite quickly. If we look in terms of expansions, metal-wise, ljfed have grabbed 1 here, and now moving over to these 4. On the other side, Clopse is now taking advantage of these 4. Some early trades off, not going to do a huge ton. I do like to see this radar from both players though, something we missed in the last game. It's definitely present here, and it's going to make sure they are not surprised by anything. It's just way easier to react to stuff. This would be invisible otherwise at this point. Now I can see it and he can react. Air-wise, ooh, we see Clopse nicely picking off ljfed's bomber. That's a big victory of the game for him. We see these doxes though, queued up to go over here. Same as this fabric, it seems like. Oh no, it's moving up here. Oh, that's lucky. He manages to scout. It's not lucky, it's skillful. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was beautiful by ljfed. Making sure that his fab stays away from this one. And Clopse is in the blind here, but he might be able to find it. Now we finally see the weaker factories queued up by ljfed. It's going to try to put him into an advantage. Gonna of course build those. Oh, there we saw it. Nice pick off here, taking out that Faber we saw earlier. Now pushing on the other side, the laser turret is going to stop it, but this raid might very well be enough to push in here. Unless this get repaired very, very goodly. So both players pushing out here. An awful lot of dogs is following Clopse's Fabus around, making sure they're safe. Maybe a bit of a overcommitment, but still very efficient. We see here that his turret manages to defend off. So this is the crucial point here. The tanks are starting to pump out. Have Clopse scouted it? No, he has not. So it will likely be a surprise on him right now when all this tanks start to roll out. But in the terms of mobile units, Clopse is way ahead with so many doxes. So if he manages to pick his engagements right, he's going to be able to eat through these ants from different directions. Nicely picking off here though, some Fabus from Clopse. I really like to see that. Aggressive raiding on the backside. He's not expanding enough on the backside himself, but he's at least neglecting his opponents to expand on the backside. So Clopse himself moving over to some vehicle here. Gonna get some more eco, then moving tier 2, yeah. Just as I'm about to say that, this tier 2 factory is gonna drop out leveler. And has ljfed scouted it? Oof, that's a close one. It's crucial if ljfed can scout this, because then he have to react when his opponent go tier 2. Is he going to try to stump it early on? He's going to try to rush it, or does he have to go his counter tier 2, which many players do, because if you lag too much behind in terms of the tier 2, then it can be crucial point as the tier 2 eco is so massively strong. Might very well be a deciding factor in the game. And I do have to say, Clopse have a massive raiding force here. Just picking off this, and this is I really like to see this. Clopse taking advantage of his fast-paced doxes, and ljfed doesn't have anything to respond to it. We see the wall is on the wrong side of the turret. Very typical Clopse here, if you ask me, coming in from the backside, and it's going to continue on to raid even more. In the meantime, we do see ljfed up with this tier 2 factory of his own. Gonna work on that one. Got a commander up on 2 Fabers on it. About the same as Clopse, but he does lag behind, and it is going to be later. And in the meantime, he is scouting. Nice defensive minds here. Clopse nicely pulling away, and look at the eco. Just look at the massive impact these raids have on ljfed's eco. These doxes are not going to do these ants, excuse me, it's not going to do a huge ton as this one has so much health. But here we do see the benefit of the ants rolling in, and Clopse is forced to react with his commander, and a good Uber cannon is crucial here to keep everything rolling. Low on health, this commander really needs to see a Uber cannon. Ooh, nicely microed by ljfed. He got an opening here. Commander is low, and they're just walking around. All Clopse's doxes is out raiding himself. This is both players taking the other one down base wise. We see ljfed's eco way down in the drain. Clopse's tier 2 factory finished, not working on anything. His eco massively ahead. However, he's being raided, and his factories are not able to build anything. This is insane. Are we really seeing a real-time base trade here? I'm very sure we are. But then again, ljfed does not have his tier 2 factory up, but Clopse does, and now he's going to push out levelers. Question is he going to make it count soon enough? We see ljfed out with ants. However, we all know that the hard counter to ants is, you guessed it, levelers, which Clopse is building. This is massive. Now getting over to tier 2 economy is going to secure it. I do think Clopse got a very neat advantage here. Just looking at this eco, he's massively ahead, and if he can just use it, then he will be able to take advantage of this opportunity. ljfed effectively expanding to the back, but his eco is just way too low at this point. Haven't even got the core mechs in the base, which should be a higher priority. Now pushing out with ants. The question he has to ask himself is, can he push out? Can he deal damage? Because either he have to defend or he's have to push. in his position, if he think he can deal damage, he has to push out. If not, he has to defend. And I think he thought he would be able to push out with this. Not a terrible choice, but then again, there's no Doxus in there, so I would like to see a Boomba transition from Clopse responding to this, taking minimal losses against this vehicle group over here at the side. In terms of ear superiority, Clopse is ahead. Counting factories, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for Clopse, and 1, 2, 3, 4 ljfed, so neatly advantage for Clopse. Hopefully taking use of those bombers soon. Single leveler, not really enough to do anything impactful on this game. Just have to be supported up, as those Doxers can get some easily picks off on the levelers if they get around. ljfed himself getting up the tier 2 Fabber, really neatly responding to Clopse's tier 2. So that's very crucial, as Clopse's advantage is sort of pulling ahead now. Now he can start to close the gap. And at this point, I think time is in Clopse's favor. So what we see here from ljfed is very, very good. He's trying to push out, he's trying to deal some damage. He knows if he can deal damage, if he can take Clopse's even down, then that opens the opportunity for him to get back into the game. Clopse, however, is starting to expand himself, getting to the backside here. Both players doing neatly so, but still we do see the issue. ljfed not able to grab his metal bases. Oh, and a crucial bomber and going in for Clopse. And now 2 levelers is working the way through the rest of this force. I think this is enough for Clopse. It's going to be able to defend this attack, and then following up, we see ljfed doesn't really have a ton. And Clopse's raiding forces might as well be doing nice stuff now, as we see comes in from the backside for the 4th time. By the way, excuse me the sound bug. It's a PT bug with the entire turret, so blame the players for bullying entire turret, but all good. But back into the eco tab though, Clopse is just surfing ahead, and now this time around is actually using his advantage. The mines is going to save ljfed for now, it seems like. Taking out some Doxes is definitely a good victory. Clopse now pushing a bit back, but it's not going to win him the game in 2 levelers, 3 levelers now versus 4. It's all about targeting here. Who manages to target the other leveler down first, kill them. It's very crucial. Over at the army tab, though, we do see Clopse almost 3 times ahead of ljfed in terms of mobile units. That is massive. More Fabbers, more mobile units, and more factory, and ljfed calls it GG, he says. He's had enough. Clopse flexed his muscles here. Wow. What an amazing game. I think a lot of people didn't really expect this coming in for Clopse. It's not been looking too sharp in training lately. But then again, myself, I played some games with Clopse yesterday, and he seemed really sharp. He's been picking up some speed here, finding back to some old good stuff, and we do see it now, the impact it has on the game. He's really played this one very, very well. Left his base a bit vulnerable at some point, but except from that, very solid play from Clopse. ljfed himself, maybe slightly rusty. It's hard to say now, so easy in the season. But I think he will get a good shot in the next game, which plays very, very differently to take this match back into his hand.